The jury has been defined as the democratic branch of the judiciary power, more necessary than representatives in the legislature. Do you agree or disagree with the opinion expressed here? Why? In what ways do the jury clauses of the 5th, 6th, and 7th Amendments serve to ensure citizen participation in the judicial process? In what ways, if any, are both the grand jury and the petit trial jury related to the principle of limited government?
I'm Eric Sasson.
And I'm Ian Schwacke.
A jury is a group of people selected and then sworn in to give a verdict in a legal case. The legal case will have evidence along with it. When I personally hear the words jury and its role, I think of watching Law & Order when the hardcore criminals are put on trial. These cases usually are too big to have just a judge make a decision, such as kidnapping, rape, or murder. A jury is the decision maker in the cases like these. Although people think it would be easy to persuade over the jury, the case can go either way, and you can truly never predict what the jury will be like. The individuals selected to be on the jury are to have no connection with the case and are selected at random.
I wholly agree with the statement, the democratic branch of the judiciary power more necessary than the representatives in the legislature. The jury can be called the democratic branch of judicial power because all of the people there are straight from the public. The people directly taken from the community will represent the opinions of the average ordinary man in court. Furthermore, judges are appointed by the president, who is not directly from the communities we live in and cannot represent our individual ideas. The jury is the community and our opinions. Everyone else in the judicial branch is a representative of us, and is detached from the people and their lives. The jury brings the direct opinion back into the courts and helps our representatives understand what we believe in. The jury is part of the public, representing our opinions on the laws passed in the legislature. We need the jury to keep officials in touch with the people of the USA.
There are a few particular amendments that help support a citizen's rights and participation in the judicial process. These amendments are the 5th, 6th, and 7th. The 5th Amendment protects the citizen from being held accountable for a crime unless the police have correctly indicted them so. This means the state and the country must respect our rights, such as pleading the 5th and not answering the questions you are asked. Pleading the 5th will not always help you, but it is a right. You also cannot be tried for the same case twice. If you are found guilty, you will stay not guilty. This goes with the case of Emmett Till, which took place in 1955. The men who murdered Till were found guilty, but months later they confessed to the murder and could not be tried again because of the 5th Amendment. The 6th Amendment states everyone has the right to a speedy and public trial. This ensures a citizen they may have a jury present and an attorney to defend him instead of doing so himself. An attorney may also have the chance to confront a witness during their trial. The 7th Amendment guarantees a jury trial in a civil case. A civil case dispute is a dispute between two or more parties. This would not involve getting a speeding ticket and needing to stand in front of the judge to fight your case. This would involve cases such as injury, medical malpractice, or fraud, to name a few.
Both the grand jury and petit jury are related to limited government. During a trial, the judge is the government, while the jury is the people. This is relevant to limited government because the judge can participate in the trial and ask questions, but they are not the ones making the decisions. The jury, or the people, make the decisions.
All right. Questions. Mr. Doyle, you want to start with questions?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not ready.
That's right. I got several. I have several. So,
I will.
First off, you guys mentioned about the jury, and the question stated, Democratic branch, the judiciary power is more necessary. And one of the key provisions of our system is a jury of your peers. Do you feel that with the information and definition you gave in that statement, that juries are really juries of our peers? You mentioned a lot and having no connection with anybody. Ian, you also mentioned that the jury doesn't represent our individual ideas. So how can that be a jury of our peers?
They represent our individual ideas.
You said in your statement how it does not represent our individual ideas.
It represents our individual ideas. The judge does not.
So any good lawyer will pick and choose what they want to have on their jury. So how would individuals that have no influence, no connection, perhaps they would even move the trial, how would that be a jury of our peers and get a fair, safe, and legitimate trial?
Everyone's biased up to a point, so to have a truly unbiased person is nearly impossible. So to say that have someone without an opinion on a subject is difficult to have in a court.
What's the difference between having an opinion and being biased?
I guess a bias is strongly against someone without any factual base.
How do you work around that in our government?
There's really no way to work around it. There's always going to be the person that is strongly agreeing or disagreeing. That's why sometimes cases can take longer. Just depends on who is in your jury. So the whole speedy trial thing isn't always technically speedy.
And I have another follow-up question to this, especially in today's day and age where money heavily influences every aspect of our government. How, or I guess either one of you give me your opinion on the idea of lawyers and being able to pay for lawyers and people of varying variances of wealth as far as how that translates into maybe legitimate trials.
So you're saying that rich people get better lawyers than the poor people?
Seems to be that way from what we see in the news a lot, yes.
So translating that to fair trials, I guess you really can't depend on a truly fair trial because people will always be biased and you will not always get the best lawyer. But it's better than just sitting down and in front of one guy and telling him that I'm not guilty. And he's saying, well, no, tough nuts, you're not.
So if you can't depend on a fair trial, what's the point of even having a trial by jury then?
Well, it doesn't matter how wealthy you are. Like, just because